Howdy, this is RuneScape 228 and this is Alternator's Wind Charger. As you can see, he's a red S2000 Honda, and like Sideswipe and Battle Ravage, he's a convertible. Wow, can you believe it? I've been reviewing Transformers for over 3 years now. Like I said before, I didn't think I'd last this long. And I started with some of the alternators, which is still one of my favourite TF lines to this day. So I think it's more than appropriate that for my last review, I look at a figure that's considered to be an alternator successor in many ways. I'm looking at Human Alliance Bumblebee with Sam. Just like the alts, Bumblebee looks fantastic in vehicle mode. As you can see, it's the concept Camaro. However, the actual car has been modified since the last movie with a new grille and headlight design. This toy and the ROTF Deluxes incorporate these changes. It's easier to see this when you compare it with the original Deluxe. In any event, the detailing on the exterior is great, with the logos, the petrol cap, and the hubcaps. As for the colour scheme, it's classic movie Bumblebee, a golden yellow, nicely contrasted by bluey green windows and black racing stripes. There's even a bit of silver and red paint to bring some of these details out. Size-wise, he's roughly a Voyager, like the alts and Binaltechs. But whereas they were 1/24th scale, Bumblebee is apparently 1/27th. Meaning this is a much larger car than this in real life. For features, the front doors can open, and, well, the interior looks a bit haphazard, but you still got some details such as the steering wheel and the seats. And this is where Sam comes in. You see, with this hole in his back, he can peg onto either of these seats. Of course, I'm going to choose the left so he can hold onto the steering wheel. He fits snugly once inside, but as you've just seen, it's not easy to get him in there in the first place unless you have really small fingers. If I were to complain about the car at all, I'd say the robot's feet are visible from the back. But this was the first attempt at a Human Alliance figure, so it's easily overlooked. Let's look at Sam for a minute. As you can see, he's smaller than a Legends, but he's to scale with Bumblebee himself, more or less. This is an accurate representation of Sam Witwicky, or Shia LaBeouf, right down to the dopey facial expression, which fits his character perfectly. The best thing about him though is that for a small figure, he's pretty articulate. He can move at the neck, the shoulders, a joint above the waist, hips, and knees. He's a contortionist, basically. Oh, and in case you're wondering, Sam can actually fit into some of the alternators. Like in Pjorg's review, he barely fits inside Mirage. And the same holds true for Silverstreak here. Now onto the transformation. Like the alts, it's fairly involved. Unlike some of them, it's not too frustrating once you get the hang of it. There are a few tricks, such as the way the arms fold out and the way the legs fold out, like the Deluxe. But it still manages to be both complex and fun at the same time. That's it, I don't seem to have forgotten anything here. In the second part of this review, I'm covering the robot mode as well as its interaction with Sam.